Hello everyone, my name is Melarim. I am a challenger player on the EU West server, currently sitting on 300 LP, and I'm also the admin of the TFT Wholesome Community Discord server, in which I try to help people get better at the game by either doing VOD reviews like this one, or by doing a live coaching session with the new Discord live streaming feature. Um, this is a video provided to me by Bitroo, one of our Discord members, and he asked me if I could, give him some tips on how he could have played this game better. This is actually a game we play together with a bunch of people on the Discord server, so that's pretty fun. He told me, because I can't really remember the game, but he told me that he had a pretty good early game, but that his mid game was kind of bad. So we're just gonna play the video and see if we can find some things that he can improve on for future games. Let's see, there's no game sound, okay. So I'll try to speed up the video a bit, actually, especially for these first 3 rounds, because they're not all that exciting. And by the way, I have also a new mic, which should make the quality of the video much better. So we picked up a Lucian with a bow, which is fine. Like, bow is a really good item to start with from the first carousel, and Lucian as well, very good unit. Like, you can make a shiv on him early, and then he'll carry you through the early runs. So he got maybe a noble start, maybe possible knight start, which is also really good. By the way, this game was recorded on the 9.17 patch. So let's see how he does. I'm gonna stop speeding up the video again. We're just gonna do this. Okay, so he has a knight start with a carry Lucian. Seems like no items drops yet. Alright. So he has a GA here. The in my opinion, the best item in the game, for sure, because when you put him on units with like very good CC alts like Sejuani, it guarantees that the alt goes off at least once in a match, right? And maybe even twice. So that's why it's important to always put a GA on your front line. I think in this case it's fine to put it on Lucian this early. He's gonna be your damage dealer anyways, and yeah, maybe on the Mordekaiser and Puppy it's not so great. So I think he should win this round pretty easily. We're just gonna speed up. Let's see what his next decisions are. He has Gunslingers on the bench, Fiora pair. Alright, this is really good. Yeah, I'm gonna pause it here. Nitro decided to level, even though it's not perfect interval, and I think this is the absolute right choice to make, okay? Because he won the first game, and now you have to get the mindset to look in how you can expand on that win streak, right? On that win streak of 1 game. And how you can make it a win streak of 2 games, or 3 games, or 4 games. By finding the Tristana upgrade, I'm just gonna keep playing here. By finding the Tristana upgrade, he's very strong now, because he also gets the Gunslinger synergy. And I can already see here that there's also a possible Yordle start. I think Yordles are really good this patch 9.17. Also because assassins are coming back right now in the meta with the hyper roll void assassin strat. And like Yordles like Cannon and Poppy and Gunnar are all top tier units to have in your team. This is why I also tend to go Yordle Elementalist in a lot of my games. So he's winning. He got the Mordekaiser upgrade. So far there's nothing I would have done otherwise. This is like pretty much the perfect early game. Which is good, but there's not much for me to criticize. So I'm gonna speed it up and hopefully we'll find a decision Bitroo makes that we can maybe discuss a little bit and see if he could have done it better. Because like I already told at the beginning of this video, Bitroo had a very good early game, but mid-game he lost a lot of AP, unnecessary in his own opinion. And he got 4th this game, I believe. So, let's see. Here's a Gunslinger Knight. What I like to do, I'm gonna pause it here, in the round before carousel, so that's stage 2 to 3. In the round before carousel, I always tend to go econ. Like I start my econ the round before carousel. So if I get a good start like this, and I know I'm gonna like probably win even more games just with this setup, without having more units, I'll go and look if I can sell the majority of my bench to get to 10 econ. Because if you do that, especially if you're win streaking, you'll have around 30 gold at Crux and maybe 40 after. And if you're very healthy HP wise and you have so much gold at that point as well, yeah, you're pretty much guaranteed to have like a top 2 finish. So in this case, I would have sold the pikes, because I don't see a spot for the pike in the team, even if it's upgraded, because I don't think at this point you want to go assassins, because you don't really have an assassin start. I think pirate is also unnecessary after Crux. Like pirate is fine, but you want to go and play pirate like in the first stages, right? Between 2-1 and at or after Crux. So I would have sold the pikes, probably the Fioras as well. So it's already 4, 5, 6 gold, 7 gold with the graves, 9 gold here, and then 10 gold. So yeah, you could have sold the units to go econ here. So let's skip ahead. He is last pick. Let's see what item he picks here. Wow, he steals my recurve bow. You see that? He steal. What a guy. Okay. So another recurve bow. It's fine. RFC is a good item to have. It's not god tier, but it's fine. So again, I know you have like a lot of pairs on your bench, but I would have sold them to start econing here. I think econing is very, very important, especially if you already have a strong team on the board. There's no need for you to hold the Fiora pair or the Pike pair. So does he win against me? He does. Oh, he doesn't. Yeah, okay, I win. Nice. So he finds the Garen. Does he? you know, he doesn't roll for it. So he finds the Garen. Still, he's very, very strong. By the way, did he level after the carousel? Yeah, he leveled. So leveling here is fine, you know, because you're already win streaking and you want to keep win streaking like that. I think either win streaking or lose streaking early game is very strong. If you like win game and then lose a game and then win a game and lose a game, that's usually bad, because the interest from a streak, either if it's like lose streaking or win streaking, can snowball you like very, very hard. So we're just gonna skip ahead again. So he loses here. It's no biggie. He sells for econ. Yeah, very good. I would have actually picked up the Lulu here for the Yordles. You could have sold the Fiora and the Graves to pick up the Lulu. 2 Zs could be nice. I would have kept the Puppy. Puppy's a really strong knight, especially if you get it upgraded and you already have a Tristana. But it's still fine. You should be still really strong. Definitely the Zs are better here than the Pike. So if you want to keep like one assassin, like the Z is really strong as a standalone unit, even without the assassin synergy. It's because one ninja obviously gives also a trait, and that's really, really strong. Like even if you got an upgraded Z, you could have sold your Lucian and then put the items on Z to carry you through the mid game. So let's see, what do you do here? Do you level or do you not level? You don't level, I think. Yeah. So I think this is a good decision to not level here, because you are lose streaking and now you need to commit to it, okay? So it's not like when you commit to a lose streak that you need to intentionally lose. No, of course not. But you shouldn't like waste your money on leveling here, because leveling here wouldn't make you like much stronger, you know. And if you would have lost, even if you leveled, then you were in trouble, because then you had like low econ going and you still lost. So here you win, so you break the lose streak, which is fine. Again, you have so many units on your bench. Please sell them and get more econ going, because every gold you can get, you need to get, okay? Because the econ snowballs throughout the match. You pick up Jinx, so you're thinking about a Gunslinger comp. It's okay. Gunslinger, Blade Master maybe. I think Gunslingers are not that good in this meta, but you know, since this was a normal game, it's fine to try it out. But I would recommend everyone who's struggling at this game to at least know like 3 meta comps like out of your head, and you know which units to pick up and how to transition, and then always play one of the 3 meta comps, because that's the best way to get like good top 4 finishes. Playing comps that is like not considered meta, I know it's like not fun to always play meta comps, but if you want to gain LP, you need to know what is good, and you need to understand what is good. So you got the Lucian upgrade and you also leveled here, which is good. And you still have econ going, that's fine. So by now, usually, stage 3-3 is, in my opinion, the last stage in which you should be at least level 6. Sometimes you get level 6 earlier, straight after the crux if you're really strong. But 3-3 is like the last point where you can and need to level. And in my opinion, the mid game starts when you're level 7, okay? Because then that is the point where the good 4 cost units can appear in your shop, and also you get a higher chance of the good 3 cost units. And in this meta, the 3 cost units are really good. So at this point in the mid game, you need to know what your end game comp is gonna look like. Like, you need to know what synergies you're gonna run. Usually after this point, it's a bad idea to like fully pivot into something completely different, right? So now you have the gunslingers, and you need to commit to the gunslingers, and you can like add variants of it, like the blade master, which I would definitely recommend. But yeah, like up until this point, there's still not much for me to. I'm gonna pause it here. It's not much for me to say about the game, because you had a good early game. You already told me you had a good early game, but you're gonna lose a lot of HP in the mid game, and hopefully we'll come to this point soon in your game, and where we can see where things are going wrong. Okay, so you have the Yasuo in your shop, really good. So now you need to go. You definitely need to go Blade Master, right? You need to start picking up other Blade Masters. And I think at this point to have, you have kept those Fioras way too long on your bench, and I think Fiora 2 can be a nice carry in your early game, but Fiora falls off like extremely hard mid game and late game. And you also still have the pikes on your bench, right? But when are you gonna play the pikes? There's no spot for the pikes. So I think a point for you for future games is to instead to like most people want to look at their matches, right? How they play, and that's normal because the matches are fun to watch. But instead of watching the matches, you should take a look at your bench more. See if you can econ. You can scout more to decide, is this comp that I'm going is it contested or not. So you need to use your time better, and think about why you are keeping like the champions on your bench, which you don't need. Because now you sell the pikes for econ, which is good, obviously. But it's way too late. Like, you could have done it earlier. Still, you have you have good econ going. You got the. Let's see, why do you have the Fiora on the board? So you got the Fiora on your board, but you have the legendary unit Yasuo, which is really good, even if you don't have the Blade Mass synergy completed on your bench, right? And you put the Fiora in because you want the Noble synergy. Okay, I think Noble early is fine to run, and obviously in the end game, full nobles with like 6 nobles and 2 or 3 carries is obviously also fine, but the 3 noble buff pretty much this late in the game is not gonna do anything for you, like, at all. So now you have nobles, but you have also a super weak unit on your team, which you could have easily replaced with the Yasuo. Okay, you're still very healthy, 80 HP, and you have 50 econ. So at this point, there's still no reason why you should not finish top 2, top 3, right? Maybe even first. Because gold is also a resource, okay? So above your 80 health that you already have, you also have like 50 gold, which maybe also equals like health. So in total you have like maybe 130 gold health. So you're still ahead of pretty much everyone else, I think, in the lobby. And you win this, so it's even better. So I'm guessing that after this point, shit is about to go down, right? You're gonna start losing. Wow. Those tears though. So, okay, you definitely level here, that's what you do. And now you just gotta roll it down. Because I think you're still very weak. Why do you have the Jinx on your front line, by the way, all the time? Or is it just me? Did you just swap it for the wolves? Yeah, you swapped it for wolves, okay. You just forgot it to reposition here. Oh, it's fine, no biggie. So you level, and now you need to roll down for upgrades. And you need to find Blade Masters. And there's your Jinx and your Draven. You have good Draven items with the GA and the rapid fire cannon. Like at this point, I would like already sell the Lucian and put those items on Draven, and try to get the the Blade Master synergy going. It's good that you roll it down, but I'm not sure why you decide to pick up the ashes. Like at this point, your comp is already set, right? You know what you're gonna do. You're gonna play like a gunslinger, knight, Blade Master variant. And you need to hard commit, and an Ash doesn't fit in this comp. Yeah, I think you're from now on you're gonna lose a lot. It's because you're just generally very weak. Let's see what team you have. Alright, so why are they both frontline and these are backline? So let's see what like the strength of your team, okay? Yasuo 1, pretty good, but no items and there's no Blade Master synergy. Lucian with GA and rapid fire. I mean, Lucian is great early in mid game, but now you're nearing the end game, or you're maybe already in it, and he's gonna fall off. He's not gonna do a lot of damage anymore. It's also important to look at how much damage your team does, right? So you can see what champion carries the weight of your team and what champion absolutely doesn't. Tristana 2 also falls off pretty hard mid game. Jinx 1, very weak. I would even say that Jinx 2 is very weak in this meta. Still, if you want to go gunslinger, you know, the Jinx is fine. But to have 2 Jinxes on your team, let's see if you put in the Aatrox here. Okay. You could have done it like the round before this, right? Yeah, because you already have the Aatrox on it. So you could already have you should have transitioned faster to the Blade Master with the Draven and the Aatrox, and maybe the Gangplank as well, because then you would have like 4 gunslingers, right? And the Blade Master synergy. Okay. Uh, so you're yeah. So you're pretty indecisive of what you want to do, and I think um, thinking ahead in the mid game, like a lot of rounds before here, and thinking and also saying out loud, what you're gonna replace on your team, and what units you need to put in to have the correct synergies. You want to go late game. To memorize it in the mid game makes the transition later much faster, right? So at this point I think you're having doubts or something, which is why the transition is not smooth. You're still at 71 HP though. Oh, there's your second Yasuo. So and you're at the top. But I think with the items you got and the champs you have, you could have like easily had 90 HP at this point. So you gotta definitely work on your actions per minute, okay? So you can get better at this by obviously playing a lot more and knowing the comms you want to go for. So the transition is much faster and easier. But you're also doubting yourself for some reason, and you just need to commit to what you have. Like, you see your damage here, okay. So you can already see that Tristana is like fucking useless, right? Also because you have Tristana frontline. Oh, she got Phantomed, okay. I get that, but I'm still not sure why she is frontline like that. There's Poppy, by the way, in your shop. Would have been good as a knight. Much better than the Garen you have. Let's skip. Alright, let's pause it here again. Let's watch at your team again. Okay, so what champions in your lineup are just trash? Trash champions are your Mordekaiser and your Garen. They're fine early game, obviously, especially if you level them up. They're fine, and they might even carry you, right? But this late in the game, those units are not gonna do anything. Like, they give you the night buff, but you can also put in the Sejuani. Like, the Sejuani one is far better than the Garen or the Mordekaiser. Because if you get your ult off on the Sejuani and you stun their whole team, that's huge. That's huge. So sorry, I just had a message. Let me just quickly close that. Okay, so like I said, it was much more important to put in the Sejuani, swap them out for either the Mordekaiser or the Garen, and same goes with the Poppy. So let's keep playing here. Yeah, so the tiers on your bench are a bit unfortunate. Oh, now I remember you made the you made double serifs on Yasuo. I think at this point it's also better to just roll down your money and hope you get the Draven, because you're just really weak. Find the Gangplank or the Jinx. Still, you can wait one more round and wait out the Krugs here. because then you'll have more econ, which is fine. But you know, you lost. I think you lost like 40 HP, which isn't necessary. So this is all about recognizing what champion on your team brings value. And you can bring value by either doing damage or by having a good tank. Being a good tank is a lot of value, or by having strong CC. And I think the Morelos on Sejuani would have been a better idea, because her ult reaches more people than the Garen spin does. So at this point you just wanna level after this, right? And then search for your upgrades. Just gonna skip it. So at this point, what we're doing the first 10 seconds of this round, right? Because you're not doing anything right now, and yeah, each second counts in this game. You got the Yasuo upgrade. Like, especially now you should like win. Like, you should even, what's much better is to not put the tier on Yasuo here. Just sell your Lucian. Sell your Lucian and put the items on Yasuo. Like, Yasuo is gonna be your main carry now. Like, that, the fact that you have Yasuo 2 is huge. So now you need to make sure the strongest champ on your team gets even stronger. Even if it means that you sell your level 2 Lucian, which is, like I said, who falls off a lot mid game, and putting like a weaker unit on the board for it. Because like these champions are just bystanders comparison to what your Yasuo could have been. So you face me now. I went full nobles. Oh, I also took your Jinx. Wait, you're trashing me? Oh no, I still win. I think. No. So yeah, and you need to look for. Oh, you can't. Okay. All right. Yeah, you sold something. So what are you gonna do with the Fiora 2? The entire game you held the Fiora on your bench. You probably, I think you played her like maybe 3 rounds to get your noble buff, which wasn't really useful for you. Wait, didn't you level to 8? Oh, yeah, you should have definitely leveled after this. 100%. So you're still at 7. At this point you need to look at higher cost units to replace like the lower cost units on your team, like the Tristana and the Lucian, who are, like I said multiple times, pretty bad late game. And the way to do that is to be at a higher level so you get more chance to pick up better units, right? So the fact that you're rolling here kind of sucks. Because you see eye level here. I think a lot of other people in the game, well, this is a bait by the way, this is a bait. And I think other people already leveled as well. Oh, it's a mistake. It's a shame that you didn't find the Draven, but like I said, at I think at level 8 you have like more chance to get tier like forecast units. You have more chance to find them in your shop, and I guarantee you would have found the Draven if you would have leveled first and then rolled. But yeah, hindsight is 2020. Oh, you missed the Sejuani. Ah, that's a big oopsie. So I think what we already know what the mistakes are that Bitroo made, right? I'm gonna skip to the end and I'm gonna see. Let's see what his end game comp is. Oh, okay. So he found his upgrades, but you're still level 7. Hmm. At least you replaced the Lucian and the Garen. I thought you might have kept them until the end. So that's good, but I think at this point, yeah, it's already too late, right? Because the rest in your lobby, like myself here, is just much stronger. Do I lose here? Oh, I win this? I don't. Okay. I take it back, I'm not strong. Okay, so you get Glacial here. So this will probably be the end of my review here. It's hard to review a game in which someone gets top 4, because it also means that the person who plays the game made a lot of right decisions. That being said, Bitroo really wanted me to check his... Oh Jesus. Bitroo really wanted me to check out his game, especially comment on his mid game. So we kind of rushed. We kind of rushed the early game and skipped the late game here. But you die here. So like in the end, you swap the Yasuo units and put them on the Aatrox. I think this was actually my tip. It's not necessarily maybe the best decision. I can see that now, but I think you were like, I don't know. Yeah, that was my bad. I think I think I kind of trolled you by saying that you should sell the Yasuo, put the items on Aatrox. So okay, just to summarize, okay. Your transition was way too late, and by transitioning I also mean replacing your units which fall off in the mid game. So like the Tristana. Oh, you still have a Tristana. Didn't even notice that. Like this Tristana does not do anything for you late game. Only time when you want to keep a Tristana for your late game comp is if you have like 6 gunslingers, or if you high rolled and got a level 3 Tristana. The thing you need to do is start recognizing what champions fall off later in the game, and to try and find replacements for them, even if those are like one costs. Like at one point at the game you just need to go for the full transition, okay, and get your synergies right. Maybe you were doubting yourself, or maybe you didn't want to go this comp. I think looking at your early game, it was the right decision to opt for a Gunslinger Blademaster Knight comp, and which is like fine. It's not Esther in this meta, but it's still a fine comp. But I think you played too long with your weak units. You could have like also switched the items you had on your Lucian and put them on the Yasuo sooner. You could have leveled to 8 much sooner, because like here in the last fight you're not even level 8. And I think, what level is this guy? It does have this, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5. He's level 8. Right, he's one more unit with the Force of Nature. So like he has a huge advantage over you. So does anyone else, I think, in this lobby. You could have easily leveled to 8 after the Crux. Instead you decided to roll. You didn't find the Jinx or you didn't find the Draven. I think you would have found either of them if you were level 8 and then started rolling. I think you also need to work on your positioning a bit more. Like this is fine now, but throughout your mid game you had some weird positioning where you put your damage dealers, like the ranged units like Tristana, up front. So yeah, I think overall you play a decent game because you got 4th, right? So that's also always a win in my book. But if you play it smarter, and if you recognize the points where you could have made the transition, or where you could have leveled, or where you could have sold your units and put the items on someone else, I think you could have definitely finished first here. So that's the end of my review here. I hope you learned something from it. I'm gonna say it again, I think it's more optimal for people to upload their games in which they struggle more, like when they finish outside of top 4, because there's just more for me to commentate on, okay? Like obviously I can say that you did a good job on your early game, and we can all see that, but I think it's also, people can also learn more from watching this if the game was rougher. Okay, and other than that, I hope you learn something from it and apply it to your future games. So thanks everyone for watching. If you want me to do a file review of your gameplay, you can do that by sending me a link of your video. You upload it on YouTube. You can put it in a channel as well on our Discord. It's called the FOD Review channel. And if I have time, then I'll review it. I'd like to say though, and that's the last thing before I'll stop this video, is that I think with the new Discord live streaming feature, it's much better to do a one-on-one coaching session, because then we can actually engage in a discussion, and then I can ask you questions of like, why did you do this, why did you do that, and that way you can also explain your side of things, and doing this you 100% learn more than by doing it like this. And it's also easier for me because now I don't have to record a 40-minute video and upload it to YouTube, which takes forever. Still, if you don't want to do the one-on-one coaching Discord live thingy, then it's fine. You can send me a video for link, and if I have time for it, I'll do a review of your video. But at this point, the Discord live streaming coaching sessions will definitely have more priority over this. So thanks again everyone for watching. I hope the quality of the video is also good with the new microphone. And And yeah, and if you don't know the Discord that we're on, the Discord is named TFT Wholesome Community. It's a very nice Discord server. People of all ranks help each other with questions and guides on meta comms and stuff like that. So if you want to join, please do send me a message on Reddit. It's HeinVL, HEYNVL on Reddit. And yeah, you can also commentate under this video if you want me to personally send you an invite to the Discord. So okay, this is that. Thank you for everything and bye bye.